When we transcend our identities and surpass our personalities by piercing consciousness with the truth that resides within our intelligent trillions of cells, we then become available to change our lives in profound and significant ways. By cooperating with, surrendering to, and listening to that intelligence, we become our own medicine. We cannot take a breath on our own, yet we can learn to embrace the coherence between our heart and mind and feel inspired and moved by the prophecy of our visions. Personal transformation requires that we become conscious of how we think. Be very quiet and listen. Every aspect of how we are being needs to be scrutinized to identify the patterns that have left some of us living from an worn-out playbook of the past, which will continue to be harmful if we want to change. The mind, ego, can make us prisoners unless we interrupt the circuit. To not go down the same rabbit hole requires commitment, vigilance, patience, courage, forgiveness, and above all, love. Being kind to oneself during this process is essential. For some, the mind has been allowed to be wild and mean. This is not who we are. There's errors in thinking we can tame the beast. Notice what it does. Taming means ego still has a sneaky foothold that can rise up at those familiar triggers and have control in any given moment. Taming means ego still has some wiggle room. It's all been hashed out many times already, so we can choose to move in a different direction by calling it out under the scrutiny of light. Light is love. What will we fill the space with if we stop living from ego's negative stories? Create a new story that has room for feeling what our divine, loving heart is trying to whisper to us that will always allow us to feel love. We are the field of possibilities. If our underlying thought of ego has to bring us down in a moment of slippage, pause, breathe, and know it is not the truth of who we are, and ego is still trying to be in control. It's the error to think ego can be put in a timeout. That's ego's tricky way of continuing to have its way back into our graces if it behaves. It will never be anything other than what it is. It will always find ways to be negative about anything, be fearful about what hasn't happened yet, kill dreams, criticize, judge, and condemn. It's all part of who we are, but it's time to stop allowing it to step on our divinity. Hand it lovingly over to the source of all that is. It's served its purpose, and now it's just in the way of us realizing our highest potential. We are here to serve the best version of ourselves. It's time to keep embracing the love we came here for. It takes practice, for ego's hold is as old as time, but love is stronger than the illusions that ego clings to. Breathe into a heart that knows.